Welcome to the latest episode of Pension Pe Charcha. My name is Dheeraj Nagdev and today we'll be talking about the most exciting update in the NPS ecosystem, the Multi-Scheme Framework or MSF. To talk more about MSF, we have Mr. Vinod Vyas. He's the Senior Product Manager at Protean and he would be helping us decode MSF and what it means for you, the subscriber. So let's get started. So Vinod, let's start with the basics. What exactly is the multi-scheme framework in NPS?
Okay. So the multi-scheme framework in the NPS, the name itself says the multiple schemes. So recently the PFRDA has come up with the new changes in the NPS architecture in the month of October 25, wherein PFMs are allowed to float their own schemes, the multiple schemes. So there are three core changes which has happened in the market with respect to NPS architecture. The first one is earlier in the NPS there were only two schemes, auto and active, where subscriber was not having much options to invest in the NPS. However, new MSF coming into the picture, PFRDA allowed the pension fund managers to float their own scheme with the different asset classes, where customer can have or subscriber can have the investment options, multiple investment options in the NPS. Now the second core change is in the active choice. Currently the investment pattern goes up to only 75% in the equity. However, where the new architecture says or the rule says, pension fund managers can come up with the schemes where customer can have the schemes investment up to 100% in the equity. That will help the customer to gain more in the compounding interest and all those parts. Now the third core change, where the customer was having and the entire vesting period of up to 60 years in the older NPS. However, in the new architecture or the new rules, the new schemes which are coming up by the pension fund managers under the MSF will have the minimum vesting period of 15 years.
Okay. What was the need for introducing MSF and how is it different from the older NPS architecture? How is it different?
So the need comes up wherein the NPS was looked at by the outer world as in the old retirement product, wherein there was a need to have the diversified pensions for the entire Indian market, and the PFMs, PFRDA has given a work to the pension fund managers. They can come up with the new schemes, and there will be a more investment in terms of the NPS and all such parts.
Okay, who stands to benefit the most from MSF, Vinod? Is it the new customers or the existing customers?
Both stands with the benefit in the MSF architecture, wherein if I have not having the NPS account, I can come up and open the NPS account, wherein I can invest in the any of the MSF scheme and in the multiple MSF scheme also. However, if I have the plan already, I can go and invest in the any of the MSF scheme, doing a contribution.
Okay, can you give our viewers or listeners a very simple analogy of how exactly MSF would work?
Yeah. So if I want to give a simple analogy, wherein if I'm going to any fitness center, so if I take the analogy from the old NPS perspective, so I'm going to the fitness center and I'm having only one or two fitness trainers to cater my requirement from the fitness perspective. However, when MSF coming into the picture, I am having the different trainer for my different health needs like a cardio, yoga, or the any of the my specific health need. Likewise, in NPS, I told there were limited options to the customer. Now in MSF, he is having a multiple options to invest in the market based on his needs or his time horizon, age, and everything.
That's really fantastic. Let's move on to another section.
Yeah.
So, Vinod, are there any tax implications or operational changes for people who are investing in MSF?
So there is so the tax implications which comes into the picture in terms of MSF. So whatever the tax benefit the subscriber is getting under the older version of NPS, the same tax implication will also, or the tax benefit will have in the multiple scheme factor framework.
I see. And does this also change the way NAVs are shown or reported to the subscribers?
No, so there is no change in terms of showing the investment values to the customer. So whatever the views and all the statement of transaction, statement of holding which are shown to the subscriber for the older version of NPS, will always be the same as in the multiple scheme framework.
Okay, and are there any risks under MSF which the subscribers should be aware of before investing?
So it always the greater freedom comes with the greater responsibility. So the schemes are having up to 100% of equity investments. So people should always go for the long-term investment rather than chasing the short-term planning.
Okay, so now what's next for MSF? Are there any new features or new enhancements in the pipeline?
Yes, so there is a lot of coming for the MSF. There are a lot of persona-specific schemes the PFRD is working on, pension funds are working on, for the gig workers, for the women empowerment, for the specific corporate subscriber schemes. And PFRD is also looking into, or PFM are also looking into the diversifying the portfolio into gold and silver asset classes also. So there is a lot of coming into the MSF.
Okay, and what would be your message for first-time subscribers who are wanting to invest in MSF?
So it's all about you are having a lot of control on your portfolio and the schemes you are going to invest in the market. So you take time, you learn about the schemes, you should go through the scheme options and everything, and then you can start investing in the multiple scheme framework.
That was really an insightful conversation. Thank you, Vinod, for your time. And this wraps up our latest episode of Pension Pe Charcha. For our subscribers who want to know more about MSF, the link of the website is in the description box. Please visit the website to know more.